now we have Liz Gillespie with the Sports Hub Corner for the preview of the winter season. To begin, how is the boys hockey team doing this season?
Well, the boys hockey team is actually doing all right now. They haven't gotten too far into their season, but they're currently at 1-1. And we did speak with Coach Conceition about the boys in the off season, and he said that there are 12 seniors returning.
That's a lot.
Yes.
What teams did they already play?
So far, they've only played the Woburn Tanners and the Winchester Sakeums. So far, they haven't had super high-scoring games, but they have gotten goals from Ryan O'Halloran and Zach Obel. Both have gotten 2 goals in these games.
Nice.
And are there any underclassmen that are playing on varsity this year?
Yes, there's actually a lot. On top of the 12 seniors, there are a few that moved up from JV last year.
So I heard there's a new head coach for girls varsity?
Yes, there is. The assistant principal of the school, Rick Sheehan, actually took over.
And are there any underclassmen that play varsity?
Not only are there underclassmen on varsity, but there's actually 7th and 8th graders on the varsity team as well. What? Yeah. They have middle schoolers on the team.
Wow, okay. Did Sheehan say that there's anything different, anything difficult about the transition?
Not really. He's been here for like 20 years, and he's worked with Marty Conley in the past, so it's just kind of natural for him.
And how does he feel about having 7th and 8th graders play for his team?
He said that he was a little nervous about it at first, but I think he's coming along with it, and he's working to improve their skills, and it's coming along.
What does the future look like for the Lady Devils?
So far, they've been defeated by Winchester, but it looks like they will be improving, and they have a really powerful offense, and I think they'll be really good in the coming years.
How are the captains enjoying Sheehan as a coach?
Captain Morgan Arrigo said that she speaks for everyone on the team, as Mr. Sheehan shows them a lot during practice and really helps them develop day in and day out.
What is Coach Sheehan looking forward to this season?
He's really looking forward to building good relationships with all of the athletes and working really hard no matter what the outcome of the season is.
And now on to boys and girls basketball. So
Yes.
What has been going on with the basketball teams?
Well, they've gotten started. The boys are a little further into their season than the girls are. The boys have started really well. They're 4-0 currently, and the girls are doing okay. They're at 1-1.
And are there any key players that have been standing out early in the season?
Yes, actually, there's a lot. Starting with the boys, senior captain and forward, Mike Melanson. So far, he has already scored 45 points,
Nice.
which is pretty good. There's also senior guard Kyle Inglis, who has scored 36 points, and sophomore guard Aiden Olivier, who has scored 43 points. And then going to the girls, there's I forgot one more of the guys. Sean McLaughlin scored 10 points as well.
Nice.
So going on to the girls, there is junior Marina Callahan, who has scored 24 points so far this season. And there's also Kelly Joyce, one of the captains, who has 21 points and has had 12 rebounds so far. And finally, newcomer Olivia Pena, who's a freshman, has already scored 10 points in their game.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
And as a freshman, that must be a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
So on to boys wrestling. What has the boys wrestling team been up to?
So far they are 2-2. They won in a quad meet against Canton Everett, and they lost to Tingsboro and Watertown.
And what are their athletes who have been doing well for the Red Devils?
So far, some of their top players are juniors Cam and Zach Soda and Joe Perna. There's also sophomore Adam Eldeep, who has been getting pins in each of their matches they've been in so far.
And moving on to other winter sports teams that might not be so prominent, but are just as important. What other teams compete during the winter seasons?
There is boys and girls gymnastics, which I'll get to in a second. And there's also swimming and track, the boys swimming and boys and girls track. So recently, actually, we went down to the BHS Gymnastics Center and talked to assistant coach Jordan Marino, as well as the senior captains Sam Gillis and Anthony Semeraro. We highlighted them in the player spotlight, and we also talked to Mr. Marino about the upcoming season.
I'm Anthony Semeraro.
I'm Sam Gillis.
and this is the BNEWS Sports Hub
Player Spotlight. Freshman year, one of the seniors talked me into the sport, and it seemed pretty interesting. It was different. It seemed fun. It seemed like a challenge, so I was all into it. So.
At the time, my cousin was the captain, and it just seemed very interesting. It's something I've never really done before, but it just seemed like it was going to be good cross-training.
It takes a lot of conditioning and a lot of practice, and they all judge on like how you look. But the easiest part's probably just working together and just getting everyone like to get into it, and it's fun. Yeah.
I agree with Anthony on the aspect of just keeping everyone together, because as you can win as an individual sport, the biggest thing is just our team score, and everyone's score counts, and it's all going to add up in the end. So just making sure everyone's doing what they need to do at practice and just making sure they're getting their stuff done is most important to us.
Well, we always got to keep them on task, got to keep them focused, and if they fool around, we always got to be on top of that. We just got to be a leader to them, so to make them look up to us, and just we need to be role models for them.
In the past, we've always had kind of the same amount of kids per each grade, but we have a large senior class this year, so the freshmen and the underclassmen are just doing a great job keeping up with the guys who've been doing the sport for quite a while, rather than coming in with no experience whatsoever. And there's only a couple of them, so it's good that they're all doing their best. I'm definitely going to miss just being in the gym during the season. It's definitely become just a fun part because it's something unlike really any other sport that you can do. We have a very diverse group of guys. They've all different sports in their other seasons or just no sports at all. And it's just good to get everyone together.
For the last season, we always want to give it our all, and we always want to try our hardest. And as a senior, we always want to like just really do our best and try to give ourselves a ring this season. So that's the goal.
When they started as freshmen, we had seniors, we had juniors. And really where it starts is they come into the program and you look up to the upperclassmen. They had outstanding upperclassmen when they were younger. So when they shifted into a role where they were going to start becoming upperclassmen, they already knew what our expectations were for them as a team and as leaders. Now here we are years later, they're seniors, they're about to leave us at the end of the season, and they've stepped into the leadership role. One of the biggest things I'm going to miss from them, like any other upperclassmen, is the beginning of every year. The beginning of every year for different stages of the athlete pan out differently. For Sam and Anthony and among the other seniors, they come in already in shape. They're hitting the weight room, they're running, sometimes they're doing a fall sport. They come in here and it's kind of like they hit the ground running. They're not starting from ground zero. They're not starting from scratch. And so often we look forward to seeing the upperclassmen a week in already, picking up where they left off last year. Their leadership roles is another thing I'm going to miss because you only get that from being in the gym for a few years. Those are the biggest things I'll miss.